So good morning to everyone. In yesterday's class, we discussed about the different topics like how we are going to write or how we are going to draw the tree and code tree of a particular network, as well as we seen the incidence matrix also. So I'll repeat those terms. So here we can draw the trees and links or tree and code tree. So we are taking a subgraph of that particular network. So in that subgraph, they should maintain all nodes should connected, and the branches, how many branches we are going to use in a tree, that should be less than the branches used in the particular network or particular graph. So that should be less than. So likewise, we are going to draw the different types of trees for a particular network or a graph, and we are also what are the unused branches in a tree. Those will form another tree or another network or another subgraph that named as a code tree of that particular network. So how we are going to draw the code tree, how we are going to draw the tree. So in today's session, we are going to see some examples how to draw the trees for a particular network or particular graph. We'll see. So, and also we discussed about in last class how many branches we can take in a particular network by a formula B is equals to L plus N minus 1 there. So what is L? Number of loops, N is the number of nodes, B is the number of branches. So by this formula we can calculate the number of branches in that one. So here this is a network. I taken an example for this one. So today we are going to see the another example also. So this is a network. We are going to draw the graph, and from the graph how we are going to draw the tree and code tree, and how we are going to write the incidence matrix. So incidence matrix we already seen. There are the properties of incidence matrix, which is having basically 5 properties are there. First one is that matrix. We are going to write the matrix which is having the size of n by b matrix. So which is shown in slide, where n is a number of nodes that have, b is a number of branches that have. So that n by b matrix. So in that n by b matrix, which is having only the 3 elements or 3 values, plus 1, minus 1 as well as 0. So that entire matrix consists of only the 3 values, plus 1, minus 1 and 0. So whenever the branch is incident on that particular node, which is orientation is away from that node, we are going to take that value as a plus 1. So whenever a branch that is incident on that particular node, which is towards to that particular node, the branch orientation should be towards the particular node, then that value we are going to take it as a minus 1. If a particular branch is not incident on that particular node, then that value we are going to take it as a 0. So these are the main 3 properties. Here we are writing the n by b matrix. N is a node, b is a branches. So plus 1, whenever we are taking plus 1, which is a branch is incident on that node, and direction is towards to that particular node. Direction is which is away from that node. Whenever we are taking minus 1, the branch should be incident on that node, and that value should, that orientation should be towards to that particular node. Next, with 0, when we are taking that that branch is not incident on that particular node. So here these are the 3 properties. And fourth property, what is whenever you see the incidence matrix, I will show you in the next slide, which is having the column values only, that is having plus 1, minus 1 and 0. That is having only 1 plus 1 and 1 minus 1. Remaining all values are 0. So now here you can see that, which is, these are the columns of that particular matrix here. So each and every column consists of 1 plus 1 value, 1 minus 1 value, remaining values are zeros. And B also, which is having plus 1, minus 1 and zeros. So this is a fourth property of your incidence matrix. What is the fourth property? Each and every column consists of only 2 non-zero values, that is plus 1 and minus 1. Remaining all are the zeros. And finally, that is a fifth property of incidence matrix, which is a resultant value of each and every column, that value equals to 0. Okay, so each and every column resultant value equals to 0. If you add these column values like 1, minus 1, plus 0, plus 0. So what is the resultant value here? The column A having 0. And same column B, 0, minus 1, plus 1, 0. Minus 1 plus 1 will cancel out, right? So that value is also 0 here. Again 0, 0, 0. And each and every column, the resulting value of each and every column, that value should be equals to 0. Okay, clear? So now we'll see. Now these are the examples. So we can take the nodes as well. So by taking the problems, so we can solve those problems. So I am sharing the whiteboard here. So just how we are going to draw, or how we are going to draw the trees as well as core trees here. So now we'll see. So first I'll explain. I'll take a network, and for the network, how many possible trees are there, we'll see. So this is the first example I'm going to take, which is having a graph. So in that graph, how many nodes are there? Just 3 nodes are there. So 3 nodes are there here. So this is the first node, node 1. So node 2, this is a node 2, and this is a node 3. So these 3 nodes are connected with the 5 branches. So 6 branches are there. Which are the branches are, here I am writing that nodes are 3, branches are 6. So here nodes we are going to indicate with the value of 1, 2, 3, and branches are A, B, C, D, E and F. These are the 6 branches we have. So what is the rule for the to draw the tree? In order to draw the tree, first you have to put the nodes. So whatever the places are there, so first you need to put the nodes like this. So here first node is there, second node as well, third node. Okay, so now you have to draw the tree with a minimum number of branches. So I am connecting the node 1 with the node 2 as well as node 2 with the node 3. So node 1, node 2 by joining what? So by joining here, by joining A branch and by joining B branch. So here, until up to here, just you observe only 3 nodes are there. So here he did not mention any node. You observe there. So there is another hidden node is there. So this node is a 4th node. Okay. So total how many nodes are there? 4 nodes are there. So total 4 nodes are there. We'll write. So here we'll put the another node which is a 4th node. So by joining again 4th node, so I am using E branch here. So let us take, this is E branch. Either this is a oriented graph or non-oriented graph. This is a oriented graph. Okay. So why it is called as a oriented graph? Which is having a direction here. Okay. So this is one tree. Here the tree can indicated here, that is F tree, which joined A, B as well as E. Okay, so can you draw the next? I'll take another example. So which is having 4 nodes, right? Here second node is there, here first node is there, and here I am placing third node and 4th node. Okay, so join with the minimum number of branches here. So I am joining the branches. I am joining the nodes with the branches of A, which is in between 1 and 2, and here 2 and 4 join with E, 4 and 3 I can join with D. Okay, so this is another tree. So likewise we can take how many total? 12 trees are there. So 12 trees we can get from this particular network. So in this way we can we can draw the tree of a particular network or particular graph. So what are the tree branches? So the branches in tree are called as what? That is twigs. So branches in tree are called as twigs. So the branches in core tree, those are called as links. Those are called as links. So what are the unused branches here in the first tree? So here I can indicate. So unused branches. Which are the unused branches? I am writing with a green color. So 1 and 4 branches there. 4 and 3 branches there. After that, here 1 and 4. So these branches are the unused branches. And in the same way here you observe from 1 and 4, 1 branch is there. 1 and 3, we are having the another branch. And next 2 and 3. 2 and 3, which is another branch is there. So these 3 branches which will form a core tree of that particular network. I think you are clear with the core tree and tree examples. Okay, so next we'll go for how we are going to write the incidence matrix. How we are going to draw the incidence matrix, let us see. So this is a network. This is a network. How many nodes are there here? So the nodes are, I am highlighting with the red pen. So nodes are, this is a first node, this is a second node, third node and fourth node. So how we are going to write the incidence matrix? So here nodes we are going to take. So nodes we are going to take in the column wise. So how many nodes? 4 nodes are there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so these are the column wise, row wise we are going to take. And branches, how many branches are there? A, B, C, D, E and F. Total 6 branches are there. So here I am writing those we are going to take it as a columns A, B, C, D, E as well as F. So these are the branches here. We are going to take it in a column wise. So now you write the incidence matrix. If the particular branch is connected to that particular node, if the direction is away from that node, we should take 1. If the direction is toward to the node, we should take -1. If the branch is not connected, we should take it as a 0. So first you consider the node 1 here. This is a node 1. So node 1 is connected to A branch. A branch, what is it? How is the direction? Which is away from that node. So away from that node, what value we have to take? That value should be equals to 1. So the direction is opposite. Direction is away from that particular node. Is B branch is connected here? This is a node 1. B branch is here. Is B branch is connected? No. So B branch is not connected. So what is the value for the node 1 with the branch B? That value is 0. After that C. C is connected. The direction is also which is away from that node. So we can take that value as 1 here. Okay, 1. Are you understanding? So this is 1. Next one, D. D is not connected to that particular node. So that value should take it as a 0 here. Okay. Next, E branch is also not connected. So you take that value as 0. F branch is connected. That is also away from that node. So you have to take 1. After that, 2. You observe here 2 branch. This is a 2 node. Only 3 branches are connected. What are the 3 branches? A, B as well as D. So depending upon the direction, +1, -1 will get. So what are the branches are not connected to that branch 2, that node 2, which is C is not connected, E is also not connected, F is also not connected. So what are that? So place those values as 0. So C is not connected here and E is also not connected, F is also not connected. So remaining 3. A direction which is towards to the node. So we should take that value as -1. So next B is towards to that particular node. So that value also we should take -1. D value is away from that node. So we should take 1. After that you observe 3. Third node is here. Node 3. How many branches? Again that 3 branches are connected. That F, B as well as E here. So remaining branches, not connected branches are A, C as well as D. So first I am writing zeros there. A, C as well as D. So remaining values you note down depending upon the direction. So third, B is connected which is away from that node. So that value we should take it as 1. So E is connected, that is also away from that particular node. That value we should take it as 1. Next F is connected, that is towards to that particular node. So we should take that value as -1. Okay, clear? So next fourth node, last fourth node. This is a fourth node which are C, D, E are connected. A, B and F are not connected. So A, B and F are not connected. So we are taking the values as 0, 0, 0. So that C value is connected, which is towards to the particular node. That value is, we are going to take it as a -1. D is also connected, that we are going to take it as -1. Next E is also connected, that is also towards to that particular node, so that value is also -1. So this is a matrix. Column wise we are going to take the branches, row wise we are going to take it as a nodes. Okay, so now we observe the fourth and fifth property of a particular instance matrix. What is the fourth property here? Which is fourth property, that is column. Each and every column should have +1, -1 along with the zeros. So here also you observe each and every columns +1, -1. So what is the fifth property here? Fifth property, the resultant value should equals to 0. So you add all these values, you can get resultant values are zeros here. Okay, clear? So this is an example for the incidence matrix. Next we'll go for, so this same answer will get like this, which is nodes are indicated at the row wise, branches are indicated at the column wise. Whatever I written here, this is a solution for this particular graph. Okay, so whenever, if the matrix is given, how to draw a graph? So here, this is an example for this one. He given that in the solution, in the question, he given the matrix. So matrix, how we can draw the particular graph for that particular incidence matrix. So now we'll see. So here, what are the rows? Rows indicate what? Rows indicate nodes. Okay, so node, these are the nodes and these are the column wise, those are the branches. So in order to draw a graph, particular incidence matrix, first you need to place the nodes. So how many nodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 nodes are there. So you place one by one wherever you want. So 1, 2, 2, so 3, 4 and 5. The direction is independent wherever you place, that's it, ma. Just you place wherever you want. So no issue there. Okay, here I am placing a node again. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. So first you observe that first column. So first column is nothing but A branch. So in order to draw a graph of a particular instance matrix, first you need to observe branch wise. Okay, so how many branches are there? Total 8 branches are there. So I can indicate the values here, like branch A. Let us take, this is branch A, this is branch B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Okay, so total 8 branches are there. So first you observe branch A. Branch A, these are the nodes, let us take. So nodes I can indicate here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This branch A having a value of -1 for node 1 as well as node 5. Okay, so nothing but this branch A is connected in between where? That is node 1 and node 5. Okay, so branch A, I am drawing node 1. So branch A is connected in between node 1 and node 5. Why? Because here branch A consists of only 2 values for the node 1 and node 5. So node 1, how we can take the direction? For node 1, that is having -1. So -1 means that is towards to that particular node, right? So that A branch is towards to that particular node 1. So here A I'm taking like this. So now you take, so that's node 1. Node 1 దగ్గర మీరు if you want to write the value of incidence matrix at node 1. So branch A is connected here, which is towards to that particular node. So you can get the value as -1. So if we want to write the incidence matrix value at node 5, node 5 is connected to the branch A, which is away from that particular node. And you can get what is the value +1 you can get. Okay. So likewise you draw for the B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So first B branch. B branch is connected in between node 2 as well as node 5. Okay. So node 2 as well as node 5. So node 2 is here. So node 2 is here and node 5 is here. Okay. So what is the value here for node 2? That is -1. So node 2 is -1 means that is towards to that particular node. Okay. So like this you can connect. Any doubt? So next one, C branch. So C branch, which is having the value that is a non-zero value for node 3 as well as node 5. So node 3. If C branch is connected in between node 3 and node 5. So I am drawing that 2, node 3 and node 5 are connected at the node 3. So node 3, what is the value? -1, and which is towards to that particular branch, particular node. Okay, are you clear? So node D. So branch D, which is connected in between same, that is 3 as well as 5. So node D also is connected in between 3 as well as 5. So you can draw like this. So which is having the value, of towards to that particular node 3, that branch is D here. Okay. So next E branch. So E branch is connected in between node 1 as well as node 4. Node 1 as well as node 4. So I am drawing node 1 and node 4 I am joining. So which is node 1 దగ్గర what is the value? +1. And which is away from that particular node. Okay. So next F, which is having 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 we can join. So 3 and 4 I am joining, which is -1, nothing but which is having the direction towards to that particular node. That is a value of E. Okay. So this is E and this is F. So next G. G in between 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 nothing but here you can join 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 you can join with the having a value of at first node +1 we have, nothing but that is away from that particular node. This is G. Okay. So H value 2, 3 are connected. So 2, 3 are connected. And next +1 for the node 2, nothing but which is away from that particular node. So likewise, this is whenever in a problem incidence matrix is given, you have to draw like this. First you put all the nodes, whatever the direction you want, you put all those nodes. After that you check each and every branch which is having a non-zero values. So wherever the non-zero values are there, first you join those particular nodes. Depending upon the +1 -1 sign, you put the direction. Okay. So here in the solution he given like this, which nodes are placed like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here you can observe 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. So after that he joined. So this graph here in the solution he given that is a planar graph. Here we drawn non-planar graph. Why? Because here crossover is there. So depending upon the nodes you take, you can get a planar graphs or non-planar graph. There is no issue, but the direction should be very careful to whenever you draw the graph for that particular incidence matrix. Okay. So next we'll go for, this is one incidence matrix which is called as a reduced incidence matrix. So reduced incidence matrix, how you can tell that is a reduced incidence matrix? You observe here. Each and every column should have what? Each and every column should have +1, -1 along with the zeros. But is there any +1 value here for the row, for the column 1? No, there is having only -1. Some branches also having +1, -1, but here that will eliminate, that value is not there, +1. Nothing but some row is missing here. So we can add that row by considering the all branch values, all row column values here. So here he can add, here only that value is -1 is there, no? So here they missed +1 value. So here we are going to add another row. So this is another row, that is another node. So here -1 only there. So we should add what? So we should add +1 here. Okay. So here if for this branch which is having +1, -1. So no need of adding any non-zero values. So directly they indicated 0. And again here third branch is also having +1, -1. So they inserted 0 here. Fourth branch is also having +1, -1. So they inserted 0 here. And fifth branch is also same. All are -1, +1 that is having. So 0 element they added. So next branch is also having all the elements. So just add 0 here. And finally this last branch you observe, the last column which is having only +1. So we should add -1 here. So they added -1 here. Okay, only first branch, that is first column, and the last column is having non-zero elements. Okay, so this is called as reduced incidence matrix. Reduced incidence matrix. So whenever reduced incidence matrix given, so you observe the each and every column values by adding last row elements. Just here we are adding last row elements. Okay, so just we are adding the last row elements by considering the non-zero elements and zero elements. After that you can draw the graph for that one. So here just we are drawing the graph for that particular actual incidence matrix graph. So I am drawing this one. You observe, Nana. So here how many nodes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes are there. Okay. So nodes they indicated here. Nodes values are indicated in a row wise, which is A to F. So you place the nodes. Likewise in the problem itself solution is given. So likewise I am placing the nodes A, B, C, D, E and F in order to get the planar graph. Now likewise I am taking. Okay, so first you observe here these are the nodes. After that first you observe the first branch. So branches are not indicated here, values are not indicated. So let us take, these are the numeric values, first branch, second branch, third branch, fourth branch, fifth, sixth and seventh branches are there. Okay, so first branch is connected with the node 1, that is node A as well as node F. These are the non-zero values for node A and node F. So nothing but that branch 1 is connected in between node A as well as node F. So node A as well as node F, which having the negative value here, that A node is having the negative value. A node is negative means the direction is towards to that particular node. So node branch 1 is towards to that particular node A. So next branch 2. Branch 2 is connected in between A and B nodes. Why? Because those two are the non-zero values. So A and B here. A, B are connected. So B value is having -1, nothing but towards the direction of B. So this is a branch 2. Next third branch is connected between B as well as E. So B, here is a B node and E, here is a E node. So just join those two. So which is having a negative value here? That E value is negative, nothing but that branch is towards to the E node, that is a third branch. Fourth branch, B and C. So in between B and C connected, that C value is having the negative. So that is fourth branch is towards the node C. Next fifth branch is connected in between C as well as D. So fifth branch is connected in between C as well as D. D is having negative value. So D is having negative value. So that is towards the direction of D node. Next, sixth branch is connected in between D as well as E. So D node is here and E node is here. Just join those two. Next one, that E is having -1, nothing but towards the E. This is the sixth branch. And finally seventh branch is which is having connected in between E as well as F node. So here these two, E and F are connected. F branch is having negative value, nothing but towards the F node. So this is a seventh branch. So like this, if in the problem, first you observe whenever the instance matrix is given, each and every element is having, each and every column should have +1 and -1 along with the zeros. If they are not there, then that matrix is called as a reduced incidence matrix. If in the problem there is no -1 +1 values for all the columns, then that matrix is called as a reduced instance matrix. So whenever the reduced instance matrix given, you need to add the last row elements by taking a node, extra node. So by observing the column values, wherever you have any non-zero element, two non-zero elements is there, you should add zeros there. If only one non-zero element is there, that opposite number you should add. Here -1 is there, no? You should add +1. So here you should here you have 1, no? So here I am going to add -1. So likewise, first you write the actual incidence matrix. After that, you try to write you try to draw that incidence that graph related to that particular incidence matrix like this. Okay. So in this is about the incidence matrix, how we are going to draw the incidence matrix and how we are going to draw the graph whenever the incidence matrix is given. Okay, so in the next class we'll go for this which is how we are going to write the equation part by using a incidence matrix or by using a graph, how we are going to draw the KCL equations and KVL equations. We'll see in the next class. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.